This is Jamie Lawson. Soon he's going to have his hands full when a small wonder comes to live with him this fall.
September 7th on 11.
The largest regular season rodeo in the world, and it's a tremendously important event for the Cowboys because of that.
All right, let's get ready for the finals with the Cheyenne Frontier Days. Also, Action Sports 80s goes to Golden, Colorado as the world's top hacky sack players get their kicks in a $10,000 contest. This program is being brought to you by Coors Light. Turn it loose tonight with a silver bullet. Along with Skoal Long Cut Smokeless Tobacco, easy to use and with a great taste that can only come from Skoal. And by Hacky Sack, the official foot bag by Whammo.
Catch the rays, feel the heat, breeze on out to the summer beach. Turn it loose with the silver bullet. All you have to do is pull it. Grab a hold of a cold Coors Light. The flavor's heavy, the weight is right. The silver bullet won't slow you down. Feel the beat.
Keep it light, party right.
Turn it loose with the silver bullet tonight.
Coors Light beer.
Hey, it ain't easy to do rope tricks first time around. Same goes for smokeless tobacco. But here's one that's easier to use. Skoal Long Cut. Now, it's not chewing tobacco. Long Cut means it packs easy. Stays put between your cheek and gum. So Skoal Long Cut makes it easy to enjoy tobacco without lighting up.
You can get it in mint or original wintergreen. Easy to use, great taste. That's Skoal Long Cut.
It's a lot easier than this.
We get free film with our card.
Got double prints with mine.
Photomat has free film, free prints, terrific discounts with a preferred customer card. Only from Photomat.
I get a free roll for each roll I bring in.
Or a second set of prints free. Bring your film to Photomat for quality prints and big savings the moment you sign up for your preferred customer card.
When it's gotta be right, you know it's Photomat.
This thirsty man is Harvey Hood, whose drinking water never tasted good. He had to sneak up on his glass to get him a drink. So he called Sparklets, and bad taste problems are over. Here's why. Sparklets taste is the best you can buy, and that Sparklet smile means Harvey Hood agrees. Whoop-de-dee. The name on the shirt says Sparklets, friends, and it means good taste, and it makes good sense. Me and Sparklets water making friends.
The city of Cheyenne, Wyoming grows from 50,000 to 350,000 people during the 10-day celebration, known as Cheyenne Frontier Days. The daddy of them all is said to be the oldest and the biggest rodeo. Cheyenne Frontier Days doesn't just mean 10 days of rodeo action. Their popular parade, which begins in front of the Wyoming State Capitol building, has 3 encore performances during the week. One of the highlights of this year's parade was the Long Beach Mounted Police from California. Other highlights included the Coors Belgians, along with the world's largest collection of horse-drawn vehicles. Fun and exciting diversions are happening daily throughout the city of Cheyenne. There's the Old West Museum, melodramas, Southern Plains Indian dancers, Calcuttas, Western art shows, carnivals, gunslingers, cowboys, cowgirls dancing, and celebrity country western music entertainers. And no doubt, Cheyenne has the cleanest streets in the West. With me is Don Erickson, the mayor of Cheyenne, and you called it Old Cheyenne. How old is it?
Well, Cheyenne was founded in 1867, and the rodeo here started in 1897. So we got 90 years of rodeo history and over 125 years of history of this community. When you think of Cheyenne, I don't care where you are in the world, people think of romance of the West, the cowboys, the independence, the pioneers, the great cattle of the past.
With career earnings in excess of $500,000, 31-year-old Monty Hawkeye Henson is a true professional in the rodeo business.
I've been a world champion saddle bronc rider 3 times, 1975, 76, and 82. Well, I started being a professional bronc rider when I was 17 years old, and it took me about 2 years before I started winning any money. First 2 years, it was a hamburger every other day kind of deal, you know. But now it's got to where it's at least a hamburger once a day. You got to have a girlfriend or a wife that's pretty lenient on you, you know, let you go and do. Because it just takes up a lot of time, and you have to put rodeo first in order to be a world champion.
With the best bull root noise out there, and we have riding on that old timer.
To call the rodeo action will be world-famous rodeo announcer Chuck Parkinson.
Thank you, David, and our first contest event will be steer wrestling.
Steer wrestling, that's it's like slam dunk. It's get out there as fast as you can and whip it on them and try to get that steer down as quick as you can. There's basic size requirement. I mean, to wrestle a 600-pound steer, you can't have a little bull rider, just couldn't stop him. So, I mean, there's size requirements. You're going to get the smaller guys are going to be in your riding events, and your bigger guys are in the timed events. You'll see the guys over 6 foot, over 200 pounds are going to be in the timed events, especially the steer wrestling. That's the big man's event.
Rob Bucher rides 2-1. Buell, Idaho cowboy down, has a hold of him, puts him down in 9 8/10 seconds. Let's go back to our next man in the steer wrestling, Mitchell McMullen of Heloits, Texas. They work as a team in this contest, Dogger and Hazer. Now, you watch the Hazer as he brings the steer to the Bulldogger. The idea is right up alongside of him. Go to the horns of the steer, put on what's known as that front hold, and lay him down. That's called a hula hand, no fall. You must let him up, then take him back to his side. He puts the hold on him and has him down in 15 4. Let's go to a former champion of the world, Byron Walker out of Ennis, Texas. His dad will be on the opposite side as the Hazer, Whitey Bob Walker. This cowboy is number 6 in the world standings. Now watch as he moves out. Up alongside of the steer, jumps off the horse, down to the horns. Reaches for the hold, unfortunately loses his grip on the horns. Takes a no time. Now let's move to a Nebraska cowboy, Oat Berry of Gordon, Nebraska.
I think my size helps me a lot. It has a lot to do with ability to shape steers, and strength helps a lot. I'm about 6'3", 6'4", and I weigh around 225, 230. You're just sitting in the box and you're just trying to concentrate and make sure your steer leaves good. Scoring has a lot to do with it, not to break the barrier, and just ride your steer and bend your leg, get down, and catch the horns, and try to stay on your feet and just let the steer's momentum kind of throw himself more than you throw him the steer.
Well, Oat Berry of Gordon, Nebraska puts one down in 8 4. By the way, he was the 1983 Cheyenne champ. He's second in our world standings. Let's go to Ivan Tejan, Camp Crook, South Dakota cowboy in that box. Again, watch that Hazer as he moves over alongside of the steer so our cowboy can get down to the horn, stop him. Dig in those heels now, put the pressure on him, lay him down. The time on Ivan Tejan, 8 8/10 seconds. Final steer wrestler, Miller, South Dakota cowboy, Brian Fulton. Again, they move out of there in the team. Moving up alongside of him, riding the quarter horses for that speed and the standing start. Down to the horns, he flattens him in a hurry. Unfortunately, he was out too soon, broke the barrier. His total time will be a 16 4 with the 10-second fine. Here's the standings. Oat Berry, 8 4, Ivan Tejan, 8 8. Overall winner, Fred Sherwood with a 27 flat. It's saddle bronc riding time. Dwayne Daines of Innisfail, Alberta, Canada, on a horse called Garfield. Now, they must spur the horse out of the bucking chute, then spur what we call 4 1/2 to gather points on the ride. Dwayne Daines making a fine ride, our Canadian cowboy, and he will score a 78 for his efforts here this afternoon. Let's move now to Harry Rose Jr., Clovis, California cowboy. He's on a horse called Black Bart. Harry Rose Jr. is number 10 in our national standings at the present time. Quite a cowboy. Now watch the start of the ride. Spurs him out. That's the idea, to get him started. Now you must move those feet 4 1/2 throughout his entire ride. Judges looking for this all the way. Has a good horse here this afternoon in a horse called Black Bart. And our judges score him a 77 on his ride. Let's move now to Bud Monroe, Valley Mills, Texas cowboy, second in the world standings. and hard to get on that ground. He's drawn one of Harry Voel's top bucking horses, a horse of the year, as they call him, Rusty. He's been at our national finals many times. The Cowboy's been there as well. Now let's watch Bud Monroe of Valley Mills, Texas, as he goes all the way with a horse called Rusty. Again, you see the classic style of spurring throughout his ride. As our pickup men move in, he has scored at 81 to put him in the lead. Let's go to the Hawkeye, Monty Henson, on a horse called Matt Dillon, Mesquite, Texas Cowboy.
What does it take to be a champion? I'll be the luckiest one there, and I'll just be the luckiest one in Cheyenne this week would tickle me. It's a matter of time, and it's like dancing with a girl. If you mess up, you get your feet stepped on. A little bit harder this way.
The Hawkeye off to a good start. Feet up forward to start his ride. He is number 5 in the world standings at the present time, but he's been a 3 times world champion cowboy. His ride this afternoon earns him a scoring of 74. Our final rider out, Bud Pauly, on a horse called Bad River. Bud hails from Shepherd, Montana. Now here's a cowboy that could win it all here at the Daddy of 'em All. He has a great horse, and he is after it. You notice again that spur in action throughout his ride, trying to get it all. The judges are looking at his ride naturally. He is 4th in the world standings, and he comes up with a score of 83. Bud Pauly, the 1985 Cheyenne Frontier Days champion. Now here's the standings. Bud Pauly, 83. Bud Monroe, 81. Overall winner, Bud Pauly with a 232. Now let's stay tuned for more action from the Daddy of 'em All.
There's something really rolling around the USA. The Maury Boogie Bodyboard is here to stay. Put your body on a boogie. Grab your Maury Boogie. Put your body on a boogie. Get a slick bottom boogie. And you'll be surfing today. A bodyboard can do things nothing else can do. You can bend them, you can bounce them, you can roll them too. Put your body on a boogie. A slick bottom boogie. And we'll all go surfing today. Boogie.
Happy days are here again. Hey, it's official. We got 7.7% financing. This is the lowest the finance rates have been in years and years, and happy days are here again for you, and happy days are here again for me, because I plan on selling a jillion cars and trucks. 7.7% financing. You can save as much as $2,500 on the finance charges alone. Let me show you what 7.7% financing means to you. Look at this. A brand new F-150 pickup, half-ton pickup, on sale for $74.95. And with 7.7%, $129 a month. Now look, this is the first time we've ever had 7.7% on vans. A brand new van, $79.95, $149 a month. A brand new 85 Ford Ranger pickup, $64.95, just $124 a month. Now how about a van conversion? How about a fancy van conversion? $10,995, $189 a month. How about a Bronco 2? $99.95, $159 a month. Let's talk about it. Hey, come on out to Worthington Ford. We're open to midnight. Come on out to Worthington Ford. I'll see you here.
From the thousands of candidates who enter the statewide pageants all over the country comes the competition for the nation's most beautiful and talented married woman. It's the 1985 Mrs. America pageant. Join host Richard Dawson and Vicki Carr in this year's search for America's ideal married woman. It's an evening of dazzling entertainment, beauty, and suspense. Discover some of America's most beautiful and talented married women during the 1985 Mrs. America pageant. Saturday, August 31st, here on 11.
Back to the Hacky Sack Championships in Golden, Colorado.
This is the 6th year for the National Footbag Championships. This year we've got over 7 countries represented here, so it's truly becoming more and more a world event. It is the elite or the Super Bowl of footbag, and it offers over $10,000 in prize money this year.
We are on the 16th fairway, a difficult par 4 here at the 1985 National Footbag Golf Championships, and the best in the world are here. Ow. Some of them. Hacky sack golf is played similar to disc or standard golf. Players start by teeing off, then kick a hacky sack through and around various hazards, and end by putting into a designated area.
Get over.
A big obstacle there, and a nice putt in. 18-year-old Kenny Schultz from Eugene, Oregon hangs on to win by one kick, with a total score of 162 on 45 holes, 18 under par.
In singles advanced net, each person is allowed 3 hits to get it over the net. There's no use of the upper body allowed. You can use your feet or your knees in this category. The court dimensions are 20 feet wide by 40 feet long, divided into 2 quadrants on each side. You score on a serve.
The sport combines basic kicks and some fancy footwork with the similar scoring rules of volleyball, the fundamental playing rules of tennis, and at this level of play it helps to have the skills and ability of a top soccer player. Here Nancy Reynolds of Boulder, Colorado takes on Tricia Sullivan for the women's footbag net title. The World Footbag Association has soared to over 4,000 active members, and millions of people the world over have taken up the sport. It didn't happen in the United States until 1972, with Portland, Oregon being credited for the beginnings of the hacky sack phenomena. The trick here is to keep your eye on the bag. With me is the national champion, 1985 national net champion here at the Footbag Nationals, Tricia Sullivan, 23 years old from Portland, Oregon. Tricia, last year you won the women's overall and you won the consecutive title. You're looking real good this year.
Thank you, David.
You got the consecutive title, the world record. Can you explain that and exactly what is the record? How many hours did it take you?
Kicking consecutives, what I try to think about is keeping my knees bent and staying up on my toes so that if the footbag gets out of reach, I'm in a position to get it. The record is 12,838 kicks in 2 hours and 13 minutes.
And you hold that record?
Yes. The men's world record is 32,598 kicks, done by Andy Linder.
A beginning kicker wants to concentrate very hard on each kick. But once they're advanced, they get to the point where they can get themselves into a groove like I'm in now and let their feet take over.
The national title at stake right behind me, the men's advanced footbag doubles net. Bruce Goodich and Andy Linder going against two Californians, Jim Davis and Chris Ott. Great action. Let's take a look at some of the highlights. Jim Davis, with headband in red, performs fantastic net-high scissor kicks. When you're looking and not reacting, it's called brain delay. When you have a poor kick off your ankle bone, it's called a shank. But for these finalists, it's a series of great volleys, skilled passes, and some hot net play. Whether you decide this is a sport or a game, today's final matches are some very serious fun.
Well, freestyle is one of the toughest competitive events that we have to offer. It involves basically the hot dog aspect of footbag play, and anything goes, and all the players obviously try to impress the judges as much as possible, so it's kind of a no-holds bar. They pull out everything they can.
You can see why they've been all over the world. Come on, give a big round of applause. Stick it. Stick it. Yeah. Shooter first. No drop routine in the history of footbag.
Coming up next, it's Brahma bull riding at the Cheyenne Frontier Days.
Coors showed me how they do things different, all the way down the line. And heat like this, that's important. Why? Well, heat heavies up the taste of beer. Any beer. But if you went down to any Coors warehouse, this is what you'd see. Coors, stored cold. Now, Coors is the only one that can say that. It's expensive, kind of a hassle. But Coors distributors think it makes a difference. Right here. A difference worth tasting. Coors is the one.
Hey, it ain't easy to do rope tricks first time around. Same goes for smokeless tobacco. But here's one that's easier to use. Skoal Long Cut. Now, it's not chewing tobacco. Long Cut means it packs easy. Stays put between your cheek and gum. So Skoal Long Cut makes it easy to enjoy tobacco without lighting up.
You can get it in mint or original wintergreen. Easy to use, great taste. That's Skoal Long Cut.
It's a lot easier than this.
Hey, it's official. 7.7% financing now at Worthington Ford. A limited offer. Let me show you something. A brand new 85 Ford Escort, $54.95 with 7.7%, $94 a month. A brand new Ford Tempo, $64.95, just $124 a month. A brand new Ford Thunderbird, $94.95, just $159 a month. 7.7% financing. You can save as much as $2,500 on the finance charges. It's a limited offer. Get on out to Worthington Ford. We're open every day till midnight. Worthington Ford in Long Beach. See you here.
I'll have it there at 2 o'clock.
What happened, John?
I don't know, Dave. I was pretty juiced up.
I thought you quit drinking.
I'm trying. You see my white knuckles?
Call Schick Hospital.
More lectures.
No, the people at Schick are different, and so is their treatment. It's medical, not just talk.
It sounds good, but a month off.
I'll try 10 days, plus a couple of 2-day follow-ups.
I'll call Schick.
Schick is covered by most insurance. Counselors are standing by. Call now.
Bull riding's the most dangerous. You've got a ton of flesh. All that weight's concentrated in that hoof. Horses, they'll jump over top of you. They'll try to avoid you, but a lot of bulls will come back and try to hook you or step on you. So bull riding's the most dangerous event.
In the chutes, what are you concentrating on and how are you going to try to ride him?
Well, first of all, I find out what this bull's going to do. I haven't seen him before, but they've talked about him being real ranked. He's going to turn back to the left right in the gate. I ride right-handed, so I'm just going to think about keeping my free arm down over on the left side so I can keep my balance in on the inside spin and just try to ride loose and cool and just try to make the 8-second whistle. And no matter what he does, just try to be there.
And here's Denny Flynn, Charleston, Arkansas, has the distinction of scoring one of the highest rides ever scored on a Brahma Bull, a score of 98. He has got this one conquered here this afternoon, and he scores a 75. Charleston, Arkansas cowboy, Denny Flynn. This is Lane Fultine of El Campo, Texas, out, down in a hurry. Now watch the work of our bullfighters, Rick Chapman, Fort Worth, Texas, Bobby Romer of Canyon, Texas, and Quail Dobbs in the barrel. He is from Coahoma, Texas. They play a very important part in bull riding. They're out there to protect our cowboys. As we go back to the bucking chutes, here's a hometown cowboy getting ready for his ride. It'll be Dennis Humphrey of Cheyenne, Wyoming. He has bull number 10. Bull riding, the most dangerous of all of our contest events. They ride for 8 seconds on the ride. They're not required to spur many times. They'll use their feet to stay up there. Here's a black spinning bull into it in a hurry, right out of that bucking chute. Hey, and Bobby Romer's going to get him by the tail.
I got him! I got him!
And back to the bucking chutes. Let's go with Greg Schlosser, Nat, an Alberta, Canada cowboy. He was the 1981 Canadian champion. He's got bull number 18 and the Canadian Cowboys in a storm.
Well, we're the Cowboys' lifesaver in the sense of if the bull bucks the cowboy off or he makes the 8-second ride, we go in and attract the bull's attention so when he gets off and hits the ground that he can get away safely.
That was the voice of Bobby Romer. Now let's go back to the bucking chutes and our final rider, Chuck and Graffia, Laranger, Louisiana, bull 89. Into that spin right out of the gate. Another cowboy looks like he's in a storm. Down. He got a little extra there from the bull. And unfortunately, he'll have a no score. This was the bull's day at Old Cheyenne. 16 bulls out, only one was qualified on. Denny Flynn of Charleston, Arkansas. He wins the short go with a 75. Overall winner, Denny Flynn, 218. Jay Pierce, 154. Let's stay tuned now for more action from the daddy of them all.
It's championship chuck wagon racing, and that's exciting. $69,000 in prize money has attracted all the top Canadian teams. Wagons must figure 8 some barrels and go around a half-mile track. Outriders must be within 125 feet of their wagon at the finish. Mules ain't pulling these chuck wagons. Thoroughbreds blaze a trail at breakneck speeds. Now let's go to Chuck Parkinson.
Well, the gun is up by Paul Brugman for the start of the race. He's fired the pistol. We're off and running. 4 big thoroughbred horses, all cranking it up to go the half a mile around this track. All top Canadian drivers here battling it out for the championship of Old Cheyenne. Our drivers, Wilt Desjardins, Herman Flack, Mindy Shingoose, Buddy Bendesmiller. By the way, Buddy's been a champion right here at the daddy of them all. And they're all right off the track in Cheyenne, fresh from Canada, where they have raced at the famous Calgary Stampede. They're going into that south turn. Now watch as they make the south turn, go down the back stretch, everybody battling for position. The idea is to try to get on the inside. That's a short way around this half-mile track. We have a camera, by the way, mounted in Mindy Shingoose's wagon. Watch for it as they come down that home stretch. You'll see some action right out of the back of his wagon for the drivers that are trying to move up and overtake him. Coming out of that far turn, the north turn, now down the straightaway. Let's help them out, cheer them on as they come down for the finish of the race. And it looks like it'll be Mindy Shingoose of Okotoks, Alberta, Canada, going all the way to be our winner in the contest. Ladies and gentlemen, just another thrill right here at the Daddy Mall. Chuck Wagon Racing, champion Chuck Wagon Racing, sponsored by Coors, $69,000 at stake. Mindy Shingoose, our winner.
The Wild Horse Race has an $8,000 purse, and it's likely most of that money will be spent on medical and dental bills after this event. Two muggers must hold the wild horse while the rider saddles it. Then the rider must mount the horse. Then he must ride the horse around the track to the finish line. The term wild horse takes on a new meaning, especially when you try to manhandle one of these ornery critters. Take it away, Chuck.
Well, you got it right, David. They are wild horses, right from the Rattlesnake Buttes on Harry Voles Ranch in Colorado. This is their first trip to town. Now, they work as a team, 3-to-a team. You see the mugger moving in, try to get a hold of the horse so his man can saddle him up. The idea is for the muggers to hold the horse. The man with the saddle saddles him up. Then all he has to do is ride him a half a mile around this track. We tell them which direction they're to ride, north or south. They're riding south today. We got a man up and running. Now, all he has to do is stay up there for a half a mile. Here's another one moving in, trying to get a hold of his horse. Notice how that wild horse is cooperating. The minute he gets up there, he'll rear up in the air, paw him, kick him, do whatever he wants. There's no holds barred in a wild horse race. Whenever you see a cowboy wearing a buckle from the Daddy Mall, says he was a champion of the wild horse race, this is how he earned the buckle. Now again, you see a mugger moving in. The horse got him again, stepped on him. He's down. Let's see if somebody can get up, mounted up, and ride around that half-mile track. Saddles must be on the ground at the start of the race. Here comes a roan horse, and his cowboy end looks like he is a winner. And remember, if the horses split, go opposite directions of what you're to ride, you're in trouble. But it looks like today the horses are cooperating. Here's another one up. He's on his way. Let's see if he can make it around this half-mile track. Here comes the herd home. Empty. That's the horses that didn't get saddled up. The lucky guys behind them, they had the herd going the right way, so they're naturally going to be one of our winners. And our winner of the wild horse race is Mike Pereira. Well, ladies and gentlemen, we thank you for being a part of the 89th annual Cheyenne Frontier Days, the Daddy of them all. On behalf of David Stanfield, myself, Chuck Parkinson, we look forward to seeing you all for the 90th in 1986.
This program has been brought to you by Skoal, long-cut smokeless tobacco, easy to use with a great taste. Travel arrangements have been provided by Continental Airlines, the official airline of the Recreation Network series, serving the Denver area daily. This has been a Recreation Network Action Sports 80s special presentation. Executive producer Tom Tatum. All rights reserved by Tatum Communications, Hollywood, California, and the Professional Rodeo Cowboy Association.
Break open the breath savers and share them with someone near. Break open the breath savers for breath that says come over here.
Try Breath Savers, the blue in the middle breath mint. Every flavor is sugar-free.
It's a cool, fresh taste you can't resist. Share that sparkle, share that kiss. Break open the breath savers.
They're sugar-free.
Disco.
When your eyes don't make enough tears, enough natural moisture to relieve itching, burning, dry, irritated eyes, you may have moisture-poor eyes. Try new Bausch & Lomb Moisture Drops for the eyes. The special moisturizing formula speeds relief to your irritated eyes, gives lasting protection against smoke, dust, pollution.
But here's one that's easier to use. Skoal Long Cut. Now, it's not chewing tobacco. Long Cut means it packs easy. Stays put between your cheek and gum. So Skoal Long Cut makes it easy to enjoy tobacco without lighting up.